Microphone checker, microphone checker. What up? What's happening? What's good? Why it's just us in here, TikTok. We appreciate the platform, letting us get on here and share our ideas and thoughts and aspirations with like-minded individuals. And for that reason, not only do we appreciate the platform, we will respect it in the terms and conditions that come along with being on it. With that said, what's up? What's happening? What's good? We got another day. I say it's another brand new day that ain't nobody ever seen, touched it, taste, smelt, or experienced before. If this ain't a miracle, I don't know what is. I'm talking about if this ain't a grace and a mercy, I don't know what is. I don't know about you, man, but I done been through a lot and done a lot, and I'm still here. It's raining outside, man. All praise to the Most High for the rain. In a brand new day that we got to live and exist and experience this thing, and each moment of it is brand new. It is the perfect gift, and this is why it is called the present, and we live in the present, and it's always the present. It's always the gift. Last time I checked, we ain't had to pay nobody for it. We don't owe nobody for it. This existence that we have, it's a free gift. It's a grace and a mercy to you. And we show thanks, and we ain't worried about the people trying to condemn us for existing, tell us we owe for existing, or we gonna be punished if we don't exist right. So we got the law agenda in this title, and I'm kind of crunk today. Trigger warning to the religious people that may get in here in whatever religion you practice, or that you may religious concepts that you may associate with terms that you're gonna hear like God or Christ or the Lamb of God or whatever the Most High used this vessel to put forth today. I'm not making any attempt to be right according to anybody's religion or doctrine or belief at all. We are here to search for the truth, and the way that we come into this knowing is to know the self. Know yourself. We don't practice meditation and prayer and fasting and celibacy to get cool points with a sky daddy. We practice celibacy and we fast and we meditate and we pray and we work on these things because we are attempting to get to know our highest self. And we've already experienced living according to our lowest self, and we know what come with it. But what we haven't done is live consistently in spirit and in truth to our higher self so that we can get to know ourselves. This is what we looking to do, to get to know. I know what come to me in my life when I serve my ego and when I serve my body, but what's going to come to my life when I live according to the spirit in me? What then? And so if every time my stomach growl, I put something in it, well, let me see what happened if my stomach growl and I just let it growl. Let's see what I get nourished with then, because I'm looking to know my highest self. I'm not trying to look for no cool points, so I'm fasting so I can get a blessing. I hope that we don't think that's what's going on. We looking to get to know ourselves. The cravings that we have, why do you crave them? Are they natural, or were you told to want that? Have you ever experimented to see what the real you is and not live according to what's expected of you to be? We are talking about when you come into the awareness of the self and you want to get to know the self for the self. You want to know God for yourself, not because what your mama said about God. You want to know God for yourself. Okay, well, what about you? Because you know that's the name, I am. It's pronounced you. So when we want to get to know you for yourself, and not who your mama told you was, or who your daddy told you was, or who your religion or your society, who do you say you are? Do you know? Well, this is the purpose of the fasting and the celibacy and the prayer. To get to know the self. If you don't understand that, what's being done is in vain. It's vanity. All this vanity. If you looking for some cool points or some brownie points from a sky daddy on the low, you still don't get it. So we take our time when we do this. And I was reminded and humbled yesterday when I was a witness to the contrition and delivery of somebody that heard the word that was put into me to speak. And I was reminded of my own delivery and my own contrition for the shameful acts I have committed en route to getting to know myself. The universal laws are different from the law of Moses, or what you call the commandments, because the commandments come with curses. The law don't, but it does come with consequences if you violate them. But they're not curses, because universal laws are set up to govern energy. The law of Moses is set up to govern bodies, individual and nations. But first, before you get into the body, because I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you when you was just energy. And there was a law that governs energy before you got into a body. And this is what we're going to discuss today. An example I'm going to give you of how the universal laws are superior to any other law that you have ever heard of. The law of reciprocity worked like this, baby. If you go out there and you're not even conscious and you're not even aware of a such thing as law of reciprocity, when you eat the fruit off the tree, you're going to defecate. In that defecation is the fertilization for another tree. There's reciprocity in action. You don't got to know a letter or a alphabet or have any belief system for it to be in effect. That's how powerful and superior it is. So don't come to me talking about what Moses said or I'm talking about what the Most High said in play. That was here before you heard of a Moses or an alphabet. This existed. And if you violate the law of reciprocity, what you're going to create is a desert or a wasteland, because you didn't replenish the earth that you were taken from. And so what ended up happening is you create a desert. You overuse the land. So now you learning, okay, I got to let the land rest sometimes so that it can operate optimally at its highest point of operation. It's laws that come with it. If I overuse it, I'm not going to be able to get nothing from it no more. And now this is teaching me, mother is teaching me reciprocity, the manipulation of energy. This before you even get to alphabets. So when people just be bumping and talking on this app, it's hard sometimes for me to come across as humble. When you lying on my father, you lying on my mother, you lying on my family and how we operate. That ain't how we operate. You don't know what you're talking about. So let's look at the law of gender. And when I go there, let me take some off. Man, I'm not attacking anybody's sexual orientation. When we finna speak about the law of gender, I honestly don't care about your sexual orientation or what you do with your genitalia. I don't care one way or the other. But we're going to share with you this thing called the law of gender, and we're going to do so by helping you. We're going to put you some book in there, because we know we got people that's listening that want to hear what King James. I got to get it confirmed by King James, because if King James don't put the King James stamp on it, then my people not going to accept it. So let me give it to you from King James. Let you show you King James is He trying to put you up on it, but you know he had to hide some stuff because who he worked for. And they do stuff in the dark. You hide stuff in the dark to keep you in the dark. Keep you hidden. You've been hidden for a while, but you're a bright light. Can't help but be seen. You meant to be seen. And I'm not talking about with two eyes. Not that kind of sight. It's time to get into, I'm talking to the people that get it and they've been rocking with me and that have an understanding. Peace, light, and love, family. Everybody that's here, everybody that's listening, good vibration, good health, good energy, light, and love to you and yours, if you can hear me. I have no ill intent towards you or anybody. The Most High is the Most High and the most gracious and the most merciful, and I am thankful and in content in all that has been provided for me. I look for no sustenance or any validation or understanding from anywhere else. I am known of my God, and it is enough. With this understanding, let's get into this universal law of gender, and let's get beyond the dick and pussy with it when we talking about universal law, because we're going to get into male and female, masculine and feminine, but we're going to speak on it in terms of energy and function before we get into the physical manifestation of it. Unless then we're going to understand how we violate the law of gender. And we ain't just talking about sexual orientation when we talking about how we violate the law of gender on a regular basis. This is why relationships suffer. It's why we not getting married no more and producing strong families no more. The Bible say we are whoring after other gods because we don't want to get to know the self, the whole self, and accept the self. Let's look at it. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. So God created man in his own image. What does man consist of? Men and women. We speaking of man in a plural sense. Don't they say God is a plural word? We speaking of man in a plural sense, and man consists of men and women. This describes our gender. We are made in the image of God, and man consists of men and women. This is basic. In the image of God created he him. Talking about man, which again consists of male and female, but man as a whole is described in singular male terms, just like God is a plural word. The Elohim as a whole is described in singular male terms. Your wife is described as your reflection, Mrs. You. Male terms. It's your name that she put on. Because we in the patriarchy, and it was a patriarchy to put the information together. We're going to take our time because we talking function. When we say masculine, we into the law of gender. Let's keep going because he say something that's the most important part. Male and female created he them. So man consists of men and women who function as male and female. This is how we function. The male and the man is your gender. Male and female is your function. So let's go. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go down through there today. And I'm not picking on nobody. I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. So if I come close to your house and then you hear the ice cream truck, just know, man, I'm not attacking or condemning anybody or anything. I'm gonna share with you revelations. So a lot of our relationships are having problems connecting. Under this system that we live under, a lot of our women are forced to operate in masculine energy for her survival. Because she has to operate in masculine energy, but she is a woman, her counterpart, what it is that she operate optimally with, is going to be a man who operate in feminine energy. I know, man, so I'm going to take my time with this. Because every time you hear masculine, you think dick. And every time you hear feminine, you think pussy. And it's not my fault. Every time you hear masculine, you got this concept in your mind of what it's supposed to be, but we dealing with the universal law, the law of gender, deal with masculine and feminine energy. and how they are operating together. So if you're a woman, you aggressive, you assertive, you moving and you shaking, gregarious, out there, and you headstrong. That don't mean you are violating the law of gender in that sense. You are still a woman and you are operating according to your energy. The problem come because of society and the gender roles and the backwards society that we live in. This masculine woman is going to be told she need a masculine man. But masculine energy and masculine energy ain't gonna be able to work in a household together. Y'all gonna be always at each other. So it got to be put in order. We have to get beyond this society and the backwards thinking. See, you have men that are quiet, intuitive, nurturing. They are not in violation of the law of gender because their energy is that way. When they violate the law of gender, when they go seek out a woman that's operating in feminine energy and he's operating in feminine energy, it's got to be some masculine understanding somewhere, but he don't understand who he is or his nature. He needs to find him an aggressive, assertive woman. If this is his nature, then he don't need to be dogged. He don't need to be told he's not a man. It's aggressive and assertive women out there that love to move and shake and do their thing, and they know who they are. They don't feel bad for who they are, and they don't need a man that's gonna try to clip their wing, hold them down, and tell them they ain't supposed to be this, that, and the third. Let her operate in her energy. If it's going to be a union in the unit, then it must be one of support and nurturing so that it can grow. And you as a man have to learn how to operate when and how to operate in feminine energy and not be in violation of the law of gender. Sin, when it reaches full measure, can no longer be hidden. So because of the backwards way that we are taught to live and see gender in masculine and feminine energy, women are being told to go against their nature, and men are going against their nature. We are experiencing the pole shift, true indeed. Men and women were designed to operate as male and female, though. And if she is the one that's assertive, and she's aggressive, she moving and shaking, she's headstrong, that's the male. She's a woman. She is a woman. But her function in the relationship is male. She need a female. She needs some female energy. We talk about energy. Because once you understand what your energy is, under the law of universal laws, then you come into the governing of the body in the humility and realizing whether I operate in masculine or feminine energy, as long as I'm in this body, in this vessel, I have a role. I have a role in the kingdom. I'm her protector. I am her provider, not provider like she need me. I provide her with the things that I need for her to manifest for me. Because we are creators. So this is going to forever be my role. But how that plays out and how that functions, let me give you an example. Last woman I was with, I'm going to get a little bit personal. Last woman I was with was Isis. This is a queen, and she's also a priestess. She ain't never worked. She has never clocked in for anybody. She is a real queen. On her own and teach. In public, she didn't open doors. In public, I was her protector. In public, I was her servant and willing and honored to do so. Man, you know, in private, when she brought me meals, not only was she, whatever my eyes, she seen my eyes look at something, she was bringing it to me. because she was attentive and appreciative of what I do. Man, she gonna bring, but in public, I'm her servant and protector. And she's a powerful woman. She speak and people listen. She get paid to go around and speak. And nobody come here to hear me say nothing. But in private though, oh man, it's a beautiful thing. And we just understanding how to manipulate energy. Because when we out in public, she's operating in masculine energy. She's the presenter. She's the one that's sought after. I'm just the protector and servant. That's it. So when you understand who and what you are, if you don't, let's go from the backward side. If you don't understand who and what and how to manipulate this energy, and you let society dictate to you your role, because you have a role in this society, but before that you had a role in the kingdom. And the role that they trying to make you fit into society is usually the polar opposite of your role in the kingdom. A lot of time this confusion come in when little boys, little girls that are considered tomboys, and they were made to feel a certain way and things were drilled into them because the expectations of the society they were about to enter in, it was told that this little girl couldn't operate in that kind of energy. Or the little boy, he was sensitive, he was quiet, and he was picked on and told he couldn't operate in that energy in this society because we are ignorant of the law of gender. Each one of us have a masculine and feminine part, but when it get imbalanced, then you got this thing called lust, and sin, when it reaches full measure, can no longer be hidden. Look around at the confusion that's going on. When a person says, and I'm not knocking you, I'm not condemning you. When a person says, you ever heard somebody say, well, I'm a man born in a woman's body, or I'm a woman born in a man's body? What this is in their ignorance is them awareness of the energy that they operate in. But according to society and the way society dictate, they not right. They not manly or they not womanly because the energy that they operate in. So you got a lot of boys that grow into what they say is a man is beating your chest and rah, rah, rah. And a lot of women tucking their energy, tucking their crown because it's expected of them to be subservient. But when we look at the book, just so you understand that the dominion, authority, and rule was given to them. Not one was not placed in front of the other because we operate as a whole. We operate as male and female, so one is not above the other. We are meant to operate as a unit and exercise our dominion, authority, and rule together. So we don't want to come together no more. The men ain't manly no more, and the women ain't womanly. The women is masculine and the men are feminine. This means balance must be sought. We are out of balance. That's all reality, and Mother Nature is telling us. We have forgotten the universal law of gender and the difference between how your energy operate and how your gender operate. We don't have to worry about you are put into a bigger vessel as a sign to you to be the protect. Like right now, I'm in masculine energy right now. It's masculine. I'm in my masculine mode. When I get out for here and I'm chilling and I'm in my priest hermit mode, I'm in feminine energy. I'm kicking back and I'm taking in. When I'm moving and I'm shaking and I'm operating and yeah, now I'm in my masculine energy. That's it. I was just told the other day I give off tomboy vibe. You just operate, you naturally operate in masculine energy. Don't mean you Your sexual orientation it don't have nothing to do with your sexual orientation. It means that the energy that you operate in is outgoing and assertive and is being put forth. It's on blast, it's on display. That's masculine energy. You are all woman, no less of a woman. But the man, the type of man that you're looking for, the type of counterpart that you're looking for, is somebody that operate in feminine energy. A man that's secure enough in his manhood and understanding who and what he is, that I naturally operate in feminine. I'm a nurturer. I'm intuitive. I'm quiet. These are feminine principles. But I'm a man. I'm not no less than a man, but I know the type of woman that I'm most compatible with. And this take knowing who you are. Is what it take. Getting to know and accepting your entire self. Your masculine side, your feminine side. And then learning how to operate and make it and function in it. When it's time to operate in masculine energy, when it's time to operate in feminine energy, when it's time to use one aspect or it's time to use this aspect. Role models and upbringing is key. Yeah, so then we get into this beast system and this lust. And we are not taught what to do or how to manipulate our energy, this type of energy. This fluid that we have, what we call sperm, is life-giving fluid. It creates life. It's special. It's sacred. It's a life essence, a life force, a physical manifestation of life force from inside of you. Your enemy come for it. He come for it in many, many ways. So one thing that help us, I know a lot of us men up under this system, we have an addiction, or we develop addiction to pornography and lust. Let me help you understand something about what's going on with this exchange of energy and why we must double down our efforts to overcome lust in the attempt to take our life force from us. And we talking about from the universal laws. Do you realize that a lot of the women that we looked at or that we thought was women on those pornography sites ain't women? And every time we go to lusting, and because it's a whole lot of plastic surgery and plastic going on, and boy, we already caught up in the lust. And we in the screen, we looking for our favorite scene. And man, you coming to find out, them ain't women. The lust though, because the lust is running so rampant. Now we violating the law agenda. Now we don't care. We don't, long as it look close enough to it, I'ma lust off of it. Now we don't want to come together and have marriages and get married and build families. We don't want to do that. We got sex toys and pornography. This is what we rather do. It's too much work to get to know you and be vulnerable and go through dealing with people that don't know they self. So whoever come to give them some love, they gonna come for them because, they punish whoever love them. Take too much work, man. Let me get a sex toy. Let me look at some porno and get off. Because, that's really what we want to do. We just want to get off. We're not really trying to know ourselves. We're not really trying to know the Most High. We really just trying to get brownie points. And when we don't get the brownie points, we just go back to pleasing our flesh. Cause we knew that's what you was about when you first came. That's why it's like set up the way it is. But if you getting to know yourself, not some abstract God somewhere, whether you talking about in the sky somewhere or wherever. I'm talking about when we decide, man, I want to really understand me. Why I do the things I do. Why I like the things I like. Why I don't like the things I don't like. Then the celibacy ain't vain no more. Because now I'm starting to understand me. How sacred this is. How important my seed is. And why I shouldn't waste it. Gender. We talking about the gender and how these energies are meant to function. Because our families are being destroyed. The foundation for any kingdom is a family. And the family unit is being destroyed. Imagine, if you would, a man and a woman who both know themselves and know who they are, operating in this knowing, in this consciousness, in this awareness. And they create children. And you got another mother and father under the same awareness and operating in the same energy, and they create a child. And they raise these children, the boy and the girl, in this awareness, in this understanding of who and what they are. And the children, when they come together to procreate, both of the children are virgins, knowing who they are and what they are and why they coming together to procreate and pass down. Imagine the generation that come from that. When it's set up in order. You don't stay a virgin so you can get brownie points with the Sky Daddy. You stay a virgin because you know who and what you are. And you've been knowing it from birth. That this seed that I carry is special. And it ain't just for anybody or to be played with, because I'm special. And what I produce is going to be a Messiah. A light unto the world. Be fruitful and multiply. You are the light of the world. Be fruitful and multiply. Multiply the light. It means you got to know who you are. It means you got to be raised in it. That's why you're a virgin. If you don't understand this and you're looking for Sky Daddy points, you're a virgin in vain. It's vanity. It's all vanity. If you're not doing it in awareness, in consciousness. No man come to the Father but by me. What do Christ represent? The conscious mind. Man, if you ain't doing it, it's in vain. You know what I'm saying? So what we did was we made it to where even if you didn't understand what was going on, we set these universal laws up where it would always be in your face if you just observe and pay attention to them. But when we don't, what we see around us is the result of our ignorance of the law of gender. This is what's going. And so I had to learn from constantly violating the law. Had to come into some understanding. The shame and contrition that come with violating these laws. Because the laws, the universal laws, are not set up to punish you in any way. But if you violate these laws, what you're going to experience is the consequences of it. And it's ugly. Can't have long-lasting loving relationships with the opposite sex. We've been violating the law of gender. And don't know it. It's deeper than the LGBTQ community. That's just the manifestation of it. But you got men that operate in feminine energy that they sexual, or they still heterosexual. You have women that operate in masculine energy. They still heterosexual. The violation of the law is when they seek out the counterpart who's operating in the same energy as they are and think it's going to work. It's not. It's why y'all argue so much. It's why you bump heads so much. Trust only in the good Lord above. Man, that verse was on my mind, man, because I've been going up and down here. I've been seeing the people. See, we've been psychologically beat down. Listen to me. We've been beat down psychologically to the point where we cannot imagine godliness, God, or greatness internally. We cannot do it. Only way we can conceive of godliness, goodness, or greatness is outside of the self. This is a psychological shackling and beat down. That's why you have to externalize the concept of the Messiah. It speaks to how you've been beat down in your mind. You are sent to be the light. You are. And I know you can't accept it about yourself because they told you ain't shit, ain't never been shit, ain't never gonna be shit. You ain't smart, you ain't got no money, you ain't even got no relationship. You've been psychologically beat down so that you look for godliness and light outside of yourself. So it's a scripture somewhere, one of the Christians in here may know it. Because I was up and down here, man, and I just seen nothing but melanated people trying to get my people to make a man their God. A man that they not a witness of, ain't seen, taste, touch, smell, or heard, they talking about they believe in. So I like to use one of these scriptures. This is a scripture somewhere, somebody know where it is, I'm going to quote it. And then I'm going to ask somebody to find it and post it for me. Somebody ran up on Jesus and say, good teacher. And Jesus say, why you call me good? Ain't nobody good but God. I'm not going to tell you what Paul said about it. I better not tell you what Peter said about it. I'm going to take your book. I'm going to use what he said about himself. When the man ran up on him, asked him, good teacher, he said, why you call me good? Ain't nobody good but who? That's what he said about it. Because it's God who determined what good is. Remember, God created the light, said the light was good. Okay, well, later on, you come into the understanding that you were made to be the light of the world, right? God created the light, saw that the light was good, right? You are meant to be the light of the world. They ran up on Jesus and he said, man, why you calling me good? Ain't nobody good but God. But you are the light of the world. I hope you understand who you are and who he was trying to show you who you are. When trying to get you to not get this, Luke 18:30. Thank you. Nobody good but God. That's what he said. God called everything he made not only good, but what? Very good. All right. Are you a child of God or not? If we talking about the children, you know the enemy sowed his seed, and his seed was not good. That's what he said of himself. He said it's not good that the man, it's not good. If you understand what's going on, everything God made was very good. Jesus say, why you call me good? That's what he say about himself. So, yeah, I just want to make sure people, that came to my mind early because, you know, we give our praise to the Most High. And what we talking about is, why you call me good? What do Jesus represent, y'all? What is Jesus symbolic of? What is Jesus the allegory of? The sun. What is the sun an allegory of? The conscious mind. When was the conscious mind created? On the second day of creation. Was the conscious mind called good just because it was conscious? No. When did it get called good? When the lights were put into it on the fourth day? So the conscious mind ain't good unless the light on in there. God is light, in him there is no darkness in all. This light is placed inside of you. The mind, the consciousness is not good until the light is on, until you are conscious and aware of the light, your anointing, your position in the kingdom. You, not some other special character, you. But back into this law of gender and the reason our relationships are failing, and we have the alphabet community, in the people, the children, y'all, the children, the babies. They come for the babies. They came for you when you was a baby. They pumped your head full of lies. What make you think it's different about your baby? They come for the babies. Twist their mind up and get them twisted. And we not teaching our children, first of all, the difference between gender and function. Gender have to do with your genitalia. According to the law of gender, if you manifest and you come into the awareness of yourself and you in a man of the body, the vessel of a man, you have a role towards every woman that you see, whether she's awake or not. Whether you operate a masculine or feminine energy in submission to the king's dome, you have a role to play with her as her protector, her servant. I ain't finna be, you start off as her servant, and you was a happy servant, a willing servant to your mother. Yes, you were. Time your mama told you to do something, you was running to do it and go cry and get mad if you couldn't do it. Your first role for her in your vessel, whether you operate in masculine or feminine energy, is her servant. And it's an honor to serve mama, ain't it? Especially when you're a baby. Beautiful sight to see. It's what the kingdom look like. Then you get old enough, and not only if you still, a good child and your daddy done showed you a good example by being a servant to his queen and protector and honoring his queen, then you won't never begrudge serving your mother. And then you grow up into her protector, and wish somebody would talk about your mama. Let them say your mama. That's a fight right then and there, just because you said it. So first you are her servant, and then you are her protector. Then you get old enough to move and shake and knock and do for mama, because mama. So now I'm providing. This is my natural role, shown to me from the king, from the Most High God, in nature. I didn't need a book. Just had to observe and pay attention to my life, my existence. It's showing me who she is. Okay, well, every woman you see, that's your role. This is the understanding that we got to raise our children in. Don't, if the boy is sensitive and intuitive, don't shame him for his nature. Make him aware that regardless of what your nature is and you want to kick back and this is how you are, you got a role to play still for mama. And mama needs you to be the little helper right now. And train him up. That way he's not ashamed of who and what he is, but he still know his role and how to function as he is properly. And he will find his counterpart. Or she will find her counterpart. If it's the girl that was a tomboy, you need to let her know that what she's doing is that's masculine energy, baby. You just operate in masculine energy. Don't mean you're a boy or a man or manly. We talking about the energy that you move in, that you operate in. But daddy still need, mama still needs you to, not gonna say you can't operate in that energy, but mama gonna show you what mama needs you. Cause mama know who and what she is and how to operate in that energy. So we not doing no condemning and shaming. We're gonna show you how to manipulate it and operate it. So that when these things come attacking you, cause right now you protected. I'm gonna tell you about that too. But once you come from out of that protection and things like lust come for you, you won't end up violating the law of gender and causing yourself shame and condemnation in your own mind. Because the worst thing when you coming into knowing the self is coming to parts of self that you don't want to accept, that you ashamed of because of things that were done or thought in ignorance. It's a hard pill to swallow because you got to accept your whole self. So know yourself. So when we speak of some of us are protected, and I see somebody trying to get up in the comment section, I'm going to let you in. Hold on. I'm going to tell you a story. Tell you too. Donna had me in my feelings yesterday, remembering times of shame and contrition. Her bravery in sharing that openly as she did was astounding and amazing to me. I've made confessions, but I made confessions to my mother. I made confessions to the women in my life. Some of them I made confession to and it was great. Some of them I made confession to and they just blast and put it, but I made the confession. But what she did was wow. So let me tell you a story. I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I came into awakening, I came into understanding, but I was still in my ego and living flesh first. Corey Chappelle, yeah. And I'm messing with this man's wife. Yeah. Messing with this man's wife. That ain't the worst of this, what I done, man. But this just, she gave me some courage to share a little bit. Thank you for that. Wasn't where I was supposed to be. And so to go over there and to be with her, I had to lie about where I was going to be. In the trade that I was in the jacking, we would stalk our victims. And some people, man, even though they are unconscious, the protection of the hand of the Most High is still on their life. Even though they're unconscious, they out in the streets and moving and shaking, it's a hand of protection on them. Just good and as wise as you see it now, I was just as evil. So I knew, even though I didn't know, but I knew I can get you, but you got to open the door for me to get you. Because you got this protection on you that I can't get around. But you got a girlfriend or you got a wife. So if I send this girl at you and I get her to come for you and lust for you and she after your genitalia, I can get you. Because you're going to have to lie to your wife about where you are and where you're going. And it's when you do that, I got you. Because your wife don't know. Because you know when you tell your wife where you going, you got a good wife. You know she going to protect and send a protection and thinking good thoughts about where you are and where she think you at. Because she's envisioning this in her mind. That ain't where you are. You at this chick house. Y'all at the hotel. Yeah. And I'm in there waiting. You did it. And I knew that's how I had to get you. So here go my story. Check it out now. I'm messing with this married woman. I don't got no business doing it. I know it's wrong. But I'm weak. And I'm violating the law. And even worse, I'm not violating the law in ignorance. I'm violating the law knowingly at her house. And during the time I was doing my thing in San Antonio, I'm in Dallas. I was coming back to Dallas, but I was in San Antonio, and I'm bringing people from Dallas to San Antonio with me. I had a partner, man, he was going through some stuff. He said, man, I heard you was doing thing in San Antonio, man. Let me come down there and eat with you. I'm like, bet, bro. You showed in the head. Yeah, you, matter of fact, next thing smoking. When I come back, you coming back with me. But I went to her house. And boy, I'm just all in my lust and in the violation of this law. And so the next morning, man, my partner hit me. What's the address where you want me to meet you at? And I said, all right, I'm gonna text it to you because I'm still. How about I send him the wrong address? How about I send him the wrong address and he calling and calling? Where you at? I'm not where I'm supposed to be. They gave him the wrong instructions because of it, because I'm caught up in what I got going on over here. So he missed, because I had got him a bus ticket, but because I told him the wrong place to go, he missed the bus. I'm back in San Antonio. He like, man, what happened? I'm like, it's no big deal. We'll just get you another ticket and you can come on. But see, he had his hopes on me. Man, he was in a real dark place. It took a lot for him to ask me, hey, man, take me with you. He was trying to escape something. I was supposed to bring him with me. I was supposed to meet him, and we were supposed to be in San Antonio together. Man, the next day, come to find out, I say, man, don't worry about it. I'm going to send you another bus ticket, and you just get on that bus and come down. But because the first time I wasn't where I was supposed to be and told him the wrong place, he lost faith in me. Shook him. At first, he was like, yeah, I know this where God led me to come to this cat. And something just telling me if I go with him, I'm going to be all right. But God, he ain't even, I don't know. Yeah, he sent another ticket, but man, he got off the bus. Because now he doubting. His mama told me later on, he was real hurt. He was very disappointed when y'all didn't meet up that first time. He goes to his girlfriend. They end up arguing and he hit her and she died. She was unalive. They called me when it happened. And I came to get him, to hide him out with me. And he ended up turning himself in because of his mother. But while we was hiding out, that last little month, we got to chop it and grow closer. And I felt so horrible. I felt so bad that I wasn't there. Had I been there, he wouldn't have took his frustration out on that woman. And I was shown, look, David, the beloved, when you was walking on that rooftop and you seen, and you wasn't where you was supposed to be, because had you been where you supposed to be, you wouldn't been walking on the rooftop and seeing her. It's consequences come with that. When you don't do what you call to do and you know you're supposed to do it, that's when the shame and the contrition hit hard, because it wasn't ignorance. You being shown yourself, son. It wasn't because you was ignorant, son. It's because you was weak. It's because you chose to turn away from what you knew to be, so you can get off. That's why it's different for you. U.S. Marshals coming, man. Hey, U.S. Marshals bad, man. I'm on a move job. We done held it down. He done been down here a good month. I come out the move job, and the U.S. Marshals got the place surrounded. Where he at? We know you got him. Man, I don't know what you're talking about. You gonna go to jail for a killer? I don't know what you're talking about. People looking at me because now I got another secret to keep. Nobody can know. Not only can they know, they can't know who he is, not his real name. They can't know where he from. They just know that this my partner and he always with me all the time. I got a lot of everybody. Now the U.S. Marshals is coming and they raiding, man. What you got going on, man? What you doing? And don't worry about it, I ain't got nothing going on. Hey, homeboy, they own us. Now we got to send you somewhere else. His mama is in the hospital now. She worried. So he turned himself in for his mama. They gave him 30 years. All that. If you be where you supposed to be, when your ass wake up and you get the call, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what they feel. I don't care what they try to bring back and throw in your face what you used to do. Do what you are called to do. Do it. Even if you don't understand why, I don't see what's important, what I'm going to get out, do it. Like a baby that's happy to go do the will of their parents. Just do it. Because if not, man, it's this thing called contrition and consequences for not being where you're supposed to be. And it ain't going to necessarily hit you. It's going to hit you, but it's going to hit you in a way that's going to bring you to your knees. Quit playing. Stop playing with it. For real. I see some people in the comment section. I'm going to let you in and let you speak. Let me wind down a little bit. I be getting wired up. Peace back together. We got the poet in the building, man. What's up, bro?
What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
What's happening, fam?
Man. You was in the room talking. That's who I was talking to last night, huh? You.
Man, it just resonates, man. All praise to the Most High.
Most definitely, bro. As always, just trying to get on the front row. That's all, man. But yeah,
for sure.
If you weren't telling my story, if you weren't telling parts of my life just then.
Yeah. We think the gender laws, it ain't just LGBTQ. That's just the final physical manifestation, but it's manifesting our world reflect our inner self. So we got some things out of order on the inside that we have to get together so that our outer world will reflect it, and it's bringing our masculine and feminine halves together within us, accepting it, balancing it, and operating in it, not condemning. It's a lot of condemnation that went on and a lot of confusion as a child that had people grow up confused about gender roles and expectations. And they was trying to live up to expectations that had them miserable. They couldn't be themselves. And it's all about knowing yourself.
Well, when I did come into my understanding for real the first time, because I backslid way back into it, but when I came into it the first time, the first thing I did was talk to my kids. I told them my flaws. I told them the things I did. I explained to them, why me and their mother wasn't together from my perspective, the things I did to cause that. I let them know, what I'm saying, in order for me to be the man I need to be, I had to have y'all. Because if it wasn't for y'all, I'd still be doing all the wrong stuff. But now that I got daughters, I need to show them how a man is supposed to treat them from the beginning. If he ain't doing at least what I'm doing, baby, he ain't for you. If you got to call me, he ain't for you. Now, if he called me and say, hey, I'm doing this, I need your help.
If he called, that man say, you just said a mouthful. It's not about him needing help. It's that he's supposed to call and get it. He's the provider. You help her. So I'm going to call your pops. So you don't got to call your pops. I'm going to humble myself and do that and see a lot about his character and how he feel about your daughter. If he call you to help him take care of your daughter.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, man, I believe even though my kids go through their heartaches, their pains, my kids come and talk to me. They let me know what's going on with them. They're not afraid to share it. They don't hold it in. Dad, I did this. This was happening. All right,
I
here your
say,
next step. I ain't never been there, baby, but this, if I was there, this what I would do. Well, son, this how you make sure that's the truth. And
I say,
I can't say I didn't have it, but I didn't know how to use it because of the environment I was in. When you want to ask those questions and say those things, all you're gonna get is because I told you so.
right,
You're not gonna
right.
get the experience. You ain't gonna get the picture and the image of what's really gonna happen. All you're gonna get is what you know gonna come from them. And eventually, whippings ain't enough. You
Yeah, you
figure
gotta
out ways
show
to
them.
lie. Yeah, you
You
figure
gotta
out ways
show them.
how to
Just like
lie
nature,
around them.
nature show us. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah.
show them.
You learn how to lie. You learn how to get around with what you told to do what you want to do. But if you make it open, honest, and clear, yeah, they still might do it, but they know they can come to you and get that advice in the end. They ain't going to somebody else that don't know what's going on to try and get taken care of, to try and figure it out, try and get out the situation. They know to go who really done been there, who really got that wisdom, who gonna tell them the truth no matter what, who gonna protect them.
Yeah. Yeah, and teaching them to start learning about themselves and observing themselves and getting to know themselves from an early age. You know what I mean? And they can
Right.
start to learn to pay attention to themselves and why they think, why they like what they like and do what they do and question them and get them to start searching from an early age, knowing themselves. It's a beautiful thing, bro. But we have to know ourselves to pass it on.
Exactly.
With that said, man, on another note, all right, I got another testimony because testimonies is universal, man. Everybody have one. So, like the celebrities and why they it's so easy to, if you don't know yourself, it's easy to get caught up in not just lust running rampant and violating gender laws, the celebrity game and chasing fame and fortune. So I'm gonna do it by way of story. I had some partners I had done some time with. We was cool, and we used to rap. It had a talent show. It is a platinum selling artist. Been in movies. He came to Dallas, was looking for talent. My partner, he auditioned first and got in. Kane told me a couple days later while the audition was going on, like, man, I told him about you. My partner that I done time with got picked by this artist, major artist, famous artist, and he told this artist about me. He was being a true friend, true partner. So I come and audition. Man, when I get through spitting, they said, hold on, go back in the booth. They put another beat on. Took off. Hey man, how about they send everybody home? Audition over. We got who we want. Me and my partner and his platinum setting artist and his producers and his little entourage, and they like, man, bring some, y'all know some girls, bring some, we kicking it. Come up here every day, man. Come up here every day. We in the studio every day, man. Just come up here every day. They record and say, man, we getting ready to shoot this movie, man. We might have you in this movie. Man, we got these lyrics that we got you to write. Go ahead, let's hear you spit them on the booth. Everything is cool. I can't believe this. They telling me, man, you go hard, man. Your lyrics is live. But you know those dudes that you came with? We don't want them to come back here no more. And we want you to tell them. Your partner? Your partner that brought you to us, that told us about you, that we picked and brought in here, we don't want him to come around no more, but we need you to tell him this. In the way it was presented, it wasn't like me in my part. We was just all kumbaya. I just don't move like that. In the way that it was presented was so slimy. I was able to tell this is step one. If we can separate you from the people you came with, we trying to see how much what you'll do for love. We trying to see how far you'll go for it. And something felt slimy within me. See, these universal laws is when we go against the self. I felt some type of way, like Y'all use my partner and them to find you some talent, and then when you found the talent, you want to get rid of them and separate me from them, and you want me to do it. You want me to do your dirty work. But they dangling, hey man, you get to come up here and with us in the studio and record. Man, I didn't go up there no more. I didn't go up there no more. I wanted it. Had been grinding and putting it down. I was there. All I had to do was betray my partner and choose and leave with the. You know how you supposed to leave with the people you came with? Yeah, all I had to do was just jump ship. And they would have seen, okay, we can control him, we can separate him, he'll do anything for it. If he tell his partner, man, y'all can't come up here no more, and they the one brought him to us, what else would he do? Let's see. A lot of your celebrities is caught up in that. They done so much to get there. Can't go back now. Can't go back. You're fugitive now. Love can build a bridge, and what am I going to go on different dinner dates to pick up one? All I ask is, I don't know what you were saying. Yeah, me face to face, have a sit down with me. Tell me a little about it. You
She must
saying
be
you want to
talking
have
to
a face to face
somebody
with
in the
me?
comments.
Oh, you talking
She
to
might be
somebody?
quoting a song. She either talking to either comments or she quoting the song because she
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
the song earlier. But yeah, what you was talking about, man. See, that's that sacrifice people be making that folks don't understand. They think is, having to have somebody unalive, but no, it's leaving those who got you there behind. It's leaving those who came with you behind. It's separating yourself from what you
It's
know.
violating the law of reciprocity. That's a
Yes, sir.
violation. My friend got me to my partner told these people about me because they was looking for talent. And in payment, what did they want? They wanted me to get rid of him in return. That's not how law works. I don't operate like I wasn't even aware of it. I just knew something in me say, no, no, we not moving like that.
Yeah, y'all not for me.
Yeah, I guess I just won't. I just this yeah. I have to go about it another way because if it have to come like this, I don't want it. But some people don't think like this. Some people would do whatever. Who they got to sell at? Mama, don't come. You can't come up here no more. Stay away from here. Hey, you talking about? I don't want to be the consequences of war being selfish to my own desires to be happy. Right? And that's what a lot of us do. We have to learn why we have these desires. What do they represent? Where they coming from? Learn yourself before you start condemning parts of yourself. Understand yourself. You're going to come into things that you may do that's going to cause you suffering and contrition and regret. But in it is going to be a lesson as well. Mass chaos of actions and reactions. I'm just looking through the comments y'all seeing. We talking about the law of gender today. We talking about the how there's not necessarily anything wrong with a woman operating in masculine energy if she knows to balance it out. There's nothing wrong with a man operating in his feminine energy if he knows to balance it out, because man is designed to operate as male and female together.
That's all
And
them.
male, go ahead,
That's
bro.
all them laws, bro. The law of one mind, one band, one sound, unity. The law of duality, the masculine and feminine energy existing in all of us. The
Yeah,
law of
yeah. So quit
what is it, up and
shaming
down
people.
or in, and what is it? Dang, I can't believe I can't remember that now. As above, so below. As you think, as your mind works, so are you. That's what your reality is. And you're right. And the more, to add to what you're saying, the more you understand yourself, the easier it is to sit back and understand others.
Yeah,
Where you don't have that condemnation form or that judgment, where you can actually talk to them and let them know, hey, this is what I see. This ain't me telling you right or wrong, but this is what I see. This is what you could do better. This is what I've been through. And at the end of the day, by me giving you that wisdom, me showing you the way, me being Melchizedek and you being Abraham, we helping each other. Because now I'm gaining a follower. Now I'm gaining somebody I can trust. Now I'm gaining somebody that see, hear, feel, and experience things the way I do. And we can share that. We
Oh
can build
yeah.
from that.
Cause when you get past the dick and pussy and the dick and pussy shit, you're gonna understand that male and female seek each other out regardless of gender.
Oh, that's
In
deep.
any relationship, any function, business, personal, your best friend, if you really step outside of yourself and pay attention, those that you operate best with are usually the energy that they operate in may be on a polar opposite of yours. If you operate masculine, then you probably got some laid back friends and you are the outgoing one amongst you. Because male and female seek each other out regardless of dick and pussy. But that's another level of understanding. And we
That's
still
deep.
not condemning or condoning violating the law of gender. We talking about how to operate it at its maximal highest function. This is how
That's
you
that.
build companies and business based on these principles. Who are the males and who are the females in my company? And it don't have nothing to do with their gender. It get that deep. If they like, then well, they should have put the ring on it. Say, man, these we gotta get back to us operating as units and family. We don't see examples of families growing up. Most of us grow up in single parent homes, so we don't really get that example outside of TV and fantasy land. Like to see it in action, to see it function. And this is what we have to get back to when you saying this thing that you got called happiness. And what come first is when we dealing with a kingdom. What come first? Your happiness or the continuation and the upholding of the kingdom? And if you're not
Mm.
happy with functioning within these roles, then it's time to look at self, because none of this stuff was designed to hurt you or make you unhappy. So we have to look internal to figure out what is the source of the unhappiness, because what was made and put for us to have, the purpose wasn't to make us unhappy or hurt us. It was for our growth, for our learning. So what is it that we missing? Why we so lonely? Why are we looking at porn and buying sex toys? Why? Because we violate the law of gender. It ain't just the LGBTQ community. All of us running around here looking crazy. Everybody around me scandalous. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you, bro. I've been there and I understand where you at, brother or sister. I don't even know which one you are. But I know where you are, and I've been there. And it's time to internalize. Remember the order. You remember when you was in school and you learned math and they gave you an order of operations? And if you didn't work that equation in order, you wouldn't come with the right answer. In life, it's the same. There is an order of operation, and the order is internal first, then external. But you don't come into the awareness of this order until you reach maturity, till you reach consciousness. While you're unconsciousness, you operate backwards from the outside in. You wake up and you become conscious, you start operating from the inside out. And it's not everybody around me is scandalous anymore. It's looking in here. Why am I around Scandalous people. If I ain't scandalous. What is it about me? What's going on with me that's causing me to experience being surrounded by scandalousness?
Why you even want to be in them situations?
Yeah, why haven't I separated myself from this type of energy? Why am I constantly putting myself in and letting these type of energies have access to me? Why? The voices are always speaking, but we know right from wrong, knowing truth from false is really where we start from, and you'll get it. And it's you're when I'm telling you to start from true and false, I'm not saying it because it's right. I'm speaking from experience. That I've experienced things that I thought were right, come to find out wasn't true. And in that, I learned it's better to establish what's true first, and then from there, figure out what's right and wrong. We just got to get things in order. Everything is out of order. The law of gender is out of order. The way we think is out of order. We move out of order. So those are the results. The result is chaos. Chaos is the absence of order. That's what we get. Yeah, so law of gender, let's really look at it, y'all. Let's stop condemning people. Let's stop, first of all, let's stop condemning yourself. All right? Learn yourself. Understand yourself. If you experience shame for something that you do, then that's letting you know, that's yourself, letting yourself know that you shouldn't do that. If you experience the shame, it's time for you to examine yourself and ask, why are you feeling shameful about something that you want to do or like to do? Because when we dealing with the law of gender and knowing the self, anything you do against the self is going to bring about some shame and contrition and suffering because you violating yourself. You went along with things that you didn't feel quite right about, you was unsure about, but you just had to turn a blind eye, pretend like you was just going, in the dark for a minute while you did it. It's time to look at the self. I can only speak
That's
from my own
sin.
experience. That's it.
That's that sin right there, bro.
Yeah, that's what they call sin. Exactly. Violating yourself. But we think of it as some abstract violating, some God somewhere out there in here, some kind of man. I say we just use those terms to help you get a fix on the concept. That's all. I'm not putting no faith or no belief in letters and alphabets. I don't believe in not one alphabet. Listen, I don't believe in not one name or one title. Not one. So let's help the people understand where I'm speaking from. Now, I'm not speaking in the name of nobody or nothing. You, I am you. It's what I call myself and what you call yourself. We speaking objectively. Everybody in there call themselves I am or you. Just so happen what the book say, that's God's name. I'm just saying what the book say. If y'all confine yourself to the book and what your book say. Covered up for so long, making it so hard because I just couldn't fathom. Yeah, we end up having to cover our shame, but our shame can't be hidden. We've been violating universal laws, and it's gonna show. You're not gonna have no relationship. You're not gonna be able to keep one. You're not gonna keep no man. You're not gonna keep no woman. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. That's the evidence. I'm saying if you want that, if you saying I want a relationship, I want a woman, I want a man, I want to get married, and it's the reason why this is not happening is because it's time to examine yourself and get to know who and what you are so you know what your counterpart is. But if you're going to deny parts of yourself, all right, then, hey, man, We're gonna deal with the consequences. It's an awful thing to have to deny yourself. Ooh. But that's what happened when we commit shameful acts. Hate to admit we did it. Imagine it being shown and playing back to you like a movie. You gotta look at it. This is why we once you don't want to be looking at yourself and ashamed of yourself for what you do or what you did. But if you feel shame for something that you did that's been put in front of you, that's you showing you not to do that again. That's called repenting. If you turn away from it and don't do it again. If not, turn back to it, then you didn't repent. It's all about you. We just trying to bring you closer and closer to accepting who and what you are. But we've been beat down. They told us we wasn't shit for hundreds and hundreds of years. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't never been shit. You was a slave. You was cursed. You was a slave. And you need salvation. You need to be saved because you ain't nothing and you ain't never been nothing. Who gonna want to know they self after you've been told you ain't shit? Never let your oppressor identify, define you. Ever, never, ever, ever. Let people that you've seen repeatedly go out their way to keep you back and hold you down, tell you who you are. Tell you who your God is. Don't ever let them tell you that. Your God got to come from their book, and if your God don't come from their book, then you don't have. Man, listen, all that's over with. We just use the book for those that's as far as they can see. This as far as they're willing to look. Okay, we'll use it, but just to show you that what we coming from, these Akashic records that's being unsealed, man, that's where your book come from. Our ancient observations that they coded. Because it was that deep. We know where this stuff came from. It didn't come from King James. It didn't come from Rome. It came from you. And they got us all twisted up and don't want to be with each other and judging one another. And a real woman got to be like this and a real man got to be like this. You don't even know your real self. Shut up. Shut up. How is somebody else that ain't you gonna tell you? Like yesterday, I didn't apologize for what I said or what I shared. I apologize for if it came off. I ain't never had to use the services of Planned Parenthood, so it's only a certain level I can speak from. And after that, I got to shut up, and it got to be some women gonna have to talk. Cause I can't never go to Planned Parenthood and partake of their services. I can't. So I can only speak so far about it. You ain't experienced your full self. You ain't even indulged in the services and getting to know your whole entire self yet. And this is what this is about. But we keep externalizing it. And the person that you claim to be looking for, you're gonna have to accept that whole person, not just the part that you like. How can you accept a whole nother person if you haven't yet accepted your whole self? How? It's parts of yourself you won't even accept yet. How you gonna accept the whole me? This is where we at. It's just time for us to start really paying attention to what we're being shown before we start condemning and judging. Because everything is a sign for you to read. It's for you to read and know what's going on internally. Everything. Spread love, peace, and truth, Holy Spirit, and spirit of conviction. That's all. We just speaking truth, edifying and uplifting so that our people can have better relationships with themselves, with each other, with the opposite sex, in the marriage, and the friendship, and the business. All of that. It counts for in every walk of life. Masculine and feminine energy is not it's even in inanimate objects. It's the earth is feminine and the sun is masculine. It's Everything. This how everything functions. So we gotta know where to put it and how to balance it so it'll work right. Can't have a group of people and everybody operating in masculine energy. That's not gonna be a group that's gonna get a lot done because it's got to be some masculine and feminine energy in that group for it to operate at its highest possible way. Look, homie, when you train with the I don't know what you're saying. You got too fly for me right there, but I know you said something real slick. Yeah, because I spent a lot of time using this knowledge and information for selfish gain and for vanity, and I saw the results of it. So now I'm not trying to. I want us to own and have for us. Like we come together and own something, and then what we build, we all own pieces of it together. How we see our needs, all the needs of the people that's involved in the group. What we build and what we do is to meet the needs of the people in the group and expand from there. Because abundance, the way this thing operate, you'll see. It's so much I be wanting to show people, but some things you just have to see. I can't tell you. You have to see it. You have to experience it. Then you'll know what's being shown. You know, somebody, hold on, what they said? Holy Spirit will come if you hold someone accountable, and forgiveness must be given. Exactly, bro. Appreciate you, Medusa. Appreciate everybody that's liking the live. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that everybody supporting, that's commenting. Thank you. Because it's a lot of religious debating going on in ignorance and in vain. A lot of ignorant and vain debating going on. We are to the point where we ain't just finna keep sitting here trading game and just giving knowledge. We also finna walk on it, and we're gonna apply it and manifest it and show what we applied and show what's being manifested so that people can see it, that we not just talking, we actually live and putting these principles into action and showing you the results in real time. It's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom is applied knowledge. Let's apply this knowledge. Because I don't want to just keep sitting up here talking and giving away a whole bunch of just dry knowledge, because then it becomes vanity. It become vanity. I'm just sitting here talking. Yeah, it's a lot of knowledge and a lot of people understand and they understand, but if we gonna continue to be ruled over and subjugated, what good is it? Would be better had you not known and just went about sleepwalking and continuing on, then waking up to this type of understanding and not gonna do nothing with it. That wasn't the purpose of it being brought. We want to not be dependent upon this beast system. We don't want to keep complaining about it, the effects of capitalism and the system and the government that don't represent us. We want to build our own, and we starting with ownership. We're going to own some land. We're going to come together and we buying us some land that we're going to own. And then we're going to build on the cheapest thing you can do on land is farm. Hell, hay is one of the cheapest things you can let it grow on the farm. On the land, resell the land at a profit if you want to, but whatever you do with it is yours. It belongs to you and the group that bought it. You want to build something on it, it belongs to the group. A store to sell the produce that we make, all right. You never know who got land for sale and where it is and who needs somebody to rehabilitate it. It could be donated if we come together and put our energy to it. You never know what's around the corner, what's already being sitting on, waiting on people to come together. You don't know. That's why it's so hard for us to come together. Why you think they work so hard at keeping us from coming together and actually moving on our ideas? Why you think they work so hard at busting up and breaking up our organizations, making them not profitable, vilifying them, criminalizing them? Why you think that is? They wouldn't be working so hard at keeping us from coming together if we weren't powerful, if we weren't effective as a group and just a few of us. You come from a lineage and ancestry that as a 12, 11-year-old, to prove you coming into awareness and understanding of who you were, they'll send you out to hunt a lion with a spear as a child. This is the understanding, because the understanding brings fearlessness. This how I know you really understand, because you ain't scared of nothing. That's how I know you got it. You still running around here scared, him and horn and on. You don't get it. I know I can get it. I understand that you understand, but you don't get it. You still scared. So the 12-year-old, he go out to hunt the lion with no fear, and he understand all he got to do is chill, and the lion gonna come, and he gonna jump on him. The lion gonna do it to himself. All he got to do is not be scared. We coming from this lineage, and we coming up against people that dress up in camouflage and get high-powered rifles to hunt ducks. Man, I'm not worried about nothing y'all got going on. I see through it. Your books, your religion, your highest of the highest that you can present came from me. You don't even understand what's in it. It wasn't meant for you to. It was meant to expose you and educate me. It's that deep. And a lot of people get kind of apprehensive when we talk on this level, because you know they want us to pretend like we don't know and we can't see them. Man, we been knowing who you was, and we been able to see you. It ain't even about that no more. We working on getting the right people to come together and let's start making moves. Y'all always been easy to beat. Y'all ain't never been hard for us to beat, ever. Ever. And they know it. That's why they work so hard at keeping us from coming together. Boy, they scared to death. Right now.
Distractions.
Oh, yeah, they gonna send 1,000,000 of them. Anything to keep us from coming together. And so you got agents that look like us now. Don't get it twisted, but you know who they are, because they not trying to talk about coming together, bringing us together. That's why the females, thank God, I thank the Most High for the women in the divine feminine energy he sent to me when I started doing this, because they instructed me, admonished me, and encouraged me. Make this a place of learning and understanding and bringing people together. All of the debating and the separating, I'm better, I know more, this right now, that ain't the type of energy we can support and get involved in. But man, if you make this thing like a natural, the family affair, and operate in that type of energy, how can you not support it? We talking about coming together now. We not talking about doing no I don't care what you religion, I don't care what religion you practice. When we come together and sit down at this table, it don't have nothing to do with no religion. It has to do with knowing who we are and what we are. And now we finna move on that. That's it. How you express that knowledge, it's on you. It's up to you. You got all the authority, dominion, and rule to express your awareness of yourself however you choose. Hey, man, I'm not speaking on that at all. It's not my business. Yeah, if you get it, you get it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a time of Jubilee. Look up Jubilee. And what the time of Jubilee. Understand that the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Harvest come in the sign of Virgo, the Virgin, because you know that's how the Messiah is born. Harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Those that come to the gathering are the workers, the harvesters. Harvester's job is to separate chaff from wheat. That's what we doing. It's what we actually doing. So this is for those that's in and that's with it, just some a deeper perspective to look at, to help us work on our relationships, because we need the children. We need to produce children in the likeness and image of the Most High. We need to produce this seed. And then once they are finally weaned, send them out. We build nations. The dynasties that you look in antiquity became dynasties because of consistent, sustained effort from family, from father to son to grandson, and yeah, it was past roles, positions, understanding. We built towers to watch the sky. We watched the land, we watched the grass, we watched the herds. We took it serious and we passed on these observations from generation to generation. We raised children for those roles because we raised children with the sense of community and kingdom. It ain't just by I want to make myself, how can I be happy and do now what we, us. And when we raise with this type of thinking and we contribute to the kingdom and to the whole, it's fulfilling. It's pleasurable. Sometimes when we just living for the self, it's like we don't have a purpose. We need a purpose other than my happiness. Because what if you just happy just waking up in the morning? So we are built for a purpose because yeah, I'm good just waking up. When it say I shall not want, he's saying I don't want nothing. He's saying that I'm operating from the understanding and the understanding that I already have everything I could ever want. So from there, when I say I already got everything I would ever want, what I do now? Or what do I do with it? I'm not operating from the energy I'm trying to get everything I've never had. I'm operating from the energy I already have everything that I've ever wanted. It's a polar opposite of the way we move and the why we move. It's different. And it stand out. It's obvious. The system of the greed and I ain't gonna do it if it ain't nothing in it for me, that's crumbling. Because it's not natural. Man, what did you do to get this moment? What did you do? How much did you spend this moment that you exist in right now? Tell me how much you spent. What sacrifice did you make? What did you know? What special thing did you do to get this existence in this present moment right now? Okay, well, in this present moment right now, do you have everything that you need? Right now? Oh, and it's always right now? Okay, just making sure we understand the dynamics of this exchange. What you bring to the table? Man, if you don't get away from me and stay away. Yeah, no, stay away. I'm not coming to look for what you bring to the table. I'm coming because I already know what you bring. That's why I'm in your face. I don't move backwards. I'm not finna come in your face trying to look and see what you bring to the table. If I can't see it and it's not known and obvious, we're not even finna talk. If I'm talking to you, it's because of what you bring to the table. What I see that you already are bringing and will bring to the table. That's why we talking. The hell? I look like sitting in front of you trying to figure out, man, listen, get away from me. If you in front of me trying to figure it out, get away from me. It's what all I want you to do. Go figure you out. It's what you do. Then when you figure you out, you can sit in front of me in peace. Till then, man, you know, hey man, you know how we move. I'm not going back. I'm terrified of falling. Yes, I know I could have been in Booker. Later sent to appreciate the rose. Man, I'm just going. I kind of was crunk, man. I was looking. Yes, Babylon is falling. When we talk prophecy, we talking about what is. When we talk prophecy, we talk about what was, what is, and what is to come. That's how we are able to prophecy because it happened before. And we know that the nature of our existence is cyclical if it happened before. it's gonna happen again because we see everything around us regenerate and come back again, including us. That's how you understand prophecy. It's fulfilled when you see it happening. Not it's gonna happen and I'm trying. Nah, you don't get it, man. You don't understand reality yet. In the moment, in the now, it's always now, is it not? So what you in my face telling me about the future for? And it's always now. Shut up. Shut up. It's now. It's out. Okay, well, tell me when it ain't now, so I could cut this live off and find me something else to do with my time. Tell me when it's not now, ever, as far as your existence, your conscious awareness. Tell me when have it ever not been now. So what we talking about? You don't appreciate this present gift? You worried about a future, even though you have now? It's called being ungrateful. It's called being ungrateful. You don't even realize everything you got in the now. You gonna tell me, despite the fact that you ain't even realize all the blessings that's in this moment, you finna come to me because you worried about what you call a tomorrow? And so we be having to go over basic concepts patiently, lovingly, because we understand it's been a lot of effort put into our ignorance and keeping us ignorant. It's been a lot of effort. But there's also on the counterpart, it's been all in our face the whole time. It was just coded in its symbols and hidden. And the light cut on and it make you able to see them and understand that they point to you. And you get beyond the condemnation of religion and the fear of hell or being in hell and forever punished. You understand what worship is, being your highest best self. Worship is hated here in the upside down world. You being your best self among some of your peers is hated. You go to articulating your words, expressing yourself to the best of your ability, and being honest and being patient and being kind. Do you not know that this is worship? This is worship, not ceremonies, rituals, singing, pooting, farting, and dancing. Being honest, being kind, being contrite when you do something shameful and turning away from it. Being patient, being your best self, doing your best all the time. Did you not know that this is worship? And then if you do your best self and you be your best self at all times, when people look at you, they're going to see God. They're going to see God in you. They're going to see God on you. Because that's what you are displaying, because you know that's who you worshiping. And then you come in to understand that everybody don't like to see God worship. Not everybody. They don't like to see that. The true worship of the Most High, they can't stand that. The ceremony and the rituals and the patty cake, yeah, come on, yeah. But the real thing, and they see it in action, they'll lock you up. They'll vilify you. They'll unalive you. They have whole government agencies sent to watch and monitor you. You better believe it. But keep thinking it's a game. Keep waiting on that special somebody to come make it better. Something to fall out the sky. Some cataclysmic collapse. Man, we not waiting on that. We not waiting on nobody or nobody's permission. We gonna go to building and having our own. And I'm talking about we gonna turn up, Jack, on ours. Cause it ain't gonna be no solemn and gloomy affair. Nah, man. I don't know about you, man, but everything I built, I enjoyed the process of building it. Because we built businesses. We come from when I got out of prison, I couldn't get no job. I went to prison for aggravated robbery and aggravated assault. I couldn't get no job. I had to start a business. I had to build it up. and make it profitable, not only for me, but the people that work with me. I learned some things in the process. It wasn't a failure of business principles. It was getting shot up in the pandemic, a global pandemic. Gave me time to sit back and research and look at this thing. Came back out of it with another business. But I still wasn't all the way understanding what needed to be done. But now I understand a little bit better. And I'm taking my time, brick by brick, line by line, precept on precept, building. Because we know who to build with now. We knew what to build. We needed to build something that would see to the needs of our community. My problem was I didn't know who to build with. But this time, I say the Most High is going to pick who I build with. The Most High is going to choose those that I'm meant to build with, and we're going to gather them. This is how I build now. Impatient. Because we step outside of time when we measure ourselves in growth, we stop worrying about their time. We looking at the growth over here. Yeah, you know you got to be about the family business. We are master builders. You feel me? And we build bodies. Woo! We build bodies. Highly respect you being real, and because of you being so, I will bounce with you. I already hit up Medusa, and she will direct you. Medusa is our organizer, our administrator, and she the one that set stuff in motion and helping us come together and focus our energy. So yeah, she's a vital part in it. So if you see her in the comment section, reach out to her. And I hope I'm not scaring y'all when we start talking about, hey man, let's apply this information and let's own something. If you scared, go to church. You can donate to the pastor and send the pastor's kids to college and keep him in a brand new car, in the big church building, in the big house while you go struggle. You can keep doing that. Or you can come together and we can invest in us and ourselves, and we can go buy something that we own as a group. And we own it. We can do that. Oh yeah, we all love Medusa. Got a lot of love for Medusa. She done seen us through some things. Thank you, Corey, for all you do. Blessings unto you, man. Appreciate you, Eric. And all praise be to the Most High. I'm finna get up off of here, man. I done ran my mouth long enough. I think we all get the gist of it. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings, light and love to everybody that been in here that listening, even if it wasn't to your liking. I pray it was to your learning, and that you can apply some of the things that you learned, and it will edify your life, and it will improve the quality of your life. Peace, love, and light, y'all.
All right, bro.